Hey everyone, what is going on? John here. Today's blog post is going to be all about the best Android emulator to use from a Mac. It can definitely be a big issue. Say not everyone in your team has access to an Android phone, or you want to just test it out in a variety of different scenarios. Or at the end of the day, maybe you just literally want to test out an Android build on your Mac, maybe so you can do some screen recording, some usability testing, and then share that with other people. There are a whole lot of different ways out there to do this, ranging from the Android software development kit itself to using an installation of the Android operating system directly on VirtualBox or on a virtual machine, and many other ways in between, all which don't really cut it. You get a very laggy experience and hard to work with it. And so this video is what I see and what Breakthrough sees as the definitive way to do Android emulation. Very straightforward as well, using another application that you can install on your Mac called GenMotion. Now I know there's a Y in there. I'm just going to call it GenMotion. I went through the pain for you all and looked up a couple of other videos of people pronouncing it, all the way from Jenny Motion to Gen Y Motion. But most people seem to be using GenMotion, so I'm going to stick with that. Apologies if it's pronounced wrong. Anyhow, down to business, because that's what you care about. We'll jump into actually using the Android emulator. So first and foremost, you want to go to the website up here, such as GenMotion, genymotion.com. I'll put a link in the post, obviously, which you can just click through. Then you can go to Get GenMotion, and then that will jump you over to the license page. Now, fear not, because we have free, indie, and business, and all you're going to need is the free. So I'm going to click download the free version, click download, and it's just going to ask you to sign up for an account before you can do that download. So just sign up for an account, download the application, and install. Now, assuming you have installed the application, we'll jump back over to this and we'll jump into GenMotion and open that up just in here. So it's going to open up the app. And in addition, actually before we jump into that, you want to make sure you also have VirtualBox installed beforehand. Now we're not directly using VirtualBox, it's just using its virtualization. So go to virtualbox.org, then go over to downloads and download the version applicable to your computer. So in this case, it will be VirtualBox OS X, so for Macs. Now jumping back over to GenMotion, first it will ask you to sign in, which will give you a list of devices once you've signed in. What we'll do is we'll click add, and then it's going to do a search for all of the available devices. And the great thing about GenMotion is you can choose between an actual mobile device and a tablet. And so what we'll do is we'll just choose a tablet. So we'll click and go to the Nexus 4. We'll click next. And then it sets everything up there for you. Basically just says, hey, this is what this virtual device needs below. So make sure you have all of that power, I suppose, all of the resources below ready to take it on. Now just click next. You can name it whatever you want. I'm just going to leave it as the default. And that's going to download a copy of this particular device and install it to your Mac. So what's come up with here is virtual device created successfully. We'll click finish. And now we have the Google Nexus installed. And what you want to do is you want to double click to open it up. And it's literally that straightforward. Once you've opened this up, you're going to have Android running straight off your Mac in a couple of minutes. And the great thing about GenMotion is that out of all of the different emulators that we've used here at Breakthrough, this one runs super smoothly. All of the other ones, run at about 5 frames a second. They're very laggy. They're very hard to set up. Literally, we went through more than hours, but actually days, finding the best emulator to use, and this was the best one. So you can see here, very, very smooth, even with the screen recorder running, it works really well. Now, the next thing that you want to jump over to is obviously, okay, great, I've got the Android emulator running on my Mac now, but how do I get an app working? It's a great question. So what you want to do, you actually don't have access, as far as I know, at least on the free version, to the App Store. So what you want to do is open up the web browser. The easiest way we've found to do this is literally just through Dropbox. So open up your Dropbox account, assuming you have one. If you don't, you can just go to dropbox.com and then sign up for a free account. And what Dropbox allows you to do, if anyone out there doesn't know what Dropbox is, which I don't think anyone won't know what it is if you're watching this video, it's a file syncing service where you can just drag in a file from your Mac and it uploads it to the Dropbox site, and then you can log in from any other different device and access that file. In this case, it's an APK file, which is obviously an Android app. So we've got that one right here. You just want to double click the file, and that's going to download the Android app straight to your device. And we'll flick down the top here, and we'll see we have it. The mobile app is downloading, and we'll just wait a sec for that to download, and then we'll go ahead with an install. Apologies for the pause there. Things don't download instantly down under in Australia here, but moving on, once you've downloaded that app from Dropbox or whatever service you choose to get the app downloaded onto the Android emulator, you want to go down and open up the menu, just going on to the home screen, jump over to settings, and what we now want to do is authorize the Android emulator permission to download apps that aren't off the Google Play Store onto the device. And to do that, just in settings, we'll scroll down a little bit and open up security. Then scroll down a bit again, and it's going to have a section here which is grayed out for me, just because I've already clicked it, which says, which will say for you, allow installation of apps that aren't on the App Store, sorry, the Google Play Store. You just want to tick that and then click OK when it asks you. Then pull back down the notification bar up here and click on the app. Now it's going to just ask you to install, asking you for some permissions there. Just going to click install right now. App is installed, okay, great. So what we'll do is we'll open up the app, and you can see here that just loading up the app for the first time. And once that's done, we have full access to an Android app straight from a Mac. That just about sums up Android emulation for Mac using GenY Motion. Don't forget, you can go in and add a whole series of other devices, and those devices aren't limited to mobile. You can go in and install tablet devices on your Mac too, or really with a click, just go and add and then click away. No SDKs, no virtual machines, no downloading a whole operating system and installing them. It's all done at the click of a button for you in under 5 minutes from the initial download to installing your first app, just with a sync through Dropbox. And again, the personal version of this is free, so you really have to give a shout out and a big thank you to GenY Motion for making this sort of thing available, especially how polished it is. I mean, it is super fast, the emulator. Go and give it a shot yourself and let us know what you think. Check the blog post below for any further information, and obviously the links to all of these apps. That is, if you haven't all clicked them before the video even started. Anyhow, that's been Breakthrough on the best Android emulator for Mac, and until next time, have fun testing those Android apps. See you later.